morning, guitar players. So happy that you're here with me in my weekly Facebook Live mini guitar lesson. I'm Ellen Britton. In case somehow you've gotten this far and don't know my name, that's what it is. I do this every Thursday morning at 9:45 CT, and so we just do like a few minutes of just some fun, guitar fun. Could be on anything. You can scroll down on my Facebook page here or my YouTube channel and see like a gazillion little mini guitar lessons, tips on performing, a new chord, a groovy shortcut in your left hand, a picking pattern, that's what we're going to do today, a strum, a groove, dynamics, all sorts of things, just whatever we feel like doing. So today what we're going to do is we're going to learn a picking pattern in a 6/8 time signature. You're going to love it. It's wonderful. It's very versatile. It's one of my favorite rhythms. But before we jump in the pool, let me just encourage you to check in the description and you will see a link to my website. Of course, there's all kinds of interesting stuff there. My blog and interviews and stuff like that. Importantly, there is a super easy, quick way to sign up for my free monthly newsletter. You're definitely going to want to do that. It's free. It's just once a month. It's fun. So why not? I do a Zoom class once a month, and our next Zoom class is going to be in early December. You're going to want to know what the topic is, the exact date, all that jazz. And the best way to do that is to sign up for my newsletter. So let's talk about 6/8. Love this groove. Love, love, love this groove. So it gets used for classic, traditional things like "Oh, Holy Night," etc. It also gets used, "I got a girl crush underneath," whatever. So the idea is that it's going to have 6 beats to the bar. What's notable about this is that the most common time signature is to have 4 beats per bar. Well, this is different because it's 6. Last week we learned how to do a strum with a 6/8 groove. By the way, just ignore that 8 part unless you're reading staff notation. I don't really care about that. The first number you hear in a time signature tells you how many beats are in a bar, and of course that's critical. We have to know how many beats to put in a bar. So last week we did a strum, and this week we're going to do a really simple picking pattern, and it's going to have 6 beats. In fact, it's going to have 6 notes. So it's all very tidy how that works out. Now there are different ways to do that. There is a way, maybe someday in the future we'll talk about how to do this with a pick and your fingers. But right now, I think the simplest, best way to do it first time around is just using our fingers. All right. So if you've got a pick in your hand, put that down. Now I'm going to be really clear, not just about which strings you need to play, but which fingers are going to play which strings, because that's super important, because we want to be organized and consistent, because that's what's going to make it smooth and automatic and stress-free. So your thumb, you might not be surprised to know, is going to play the bass note. So I got a G chord over here just as a placeholder chord. I'm going to have my thumb on the bass note. That's the 6th string. The index finger is going to play the 3rd string. Middle finger is going to play the 2nd string. And the ring finger is going to play the high string. So everybody has kind of a job to do, and everybody stays out of everybody else's way, and we don't have a traffic jam. So the pattern itself goes bass, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. So let me give you a close-up of exactly what this looks like. So here's my right hand. Thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index. Thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index. Of course, those are my fingers I'm using. So now the strings I'm playing are bass, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Bass, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right? Now, you're going to want to do that slowly if that's new for you, because it's really important to sort of enter that data into your brain in a very clear, not confused way. And then once it's in there and you got it, you can do it slowly and accurately, that's the time to think about ramping up the speed. okay? If you try to do it fast too soon, it'll just be sloppy forever. And we have enough sloppy picking in the world. We need some more clean and smooth and clear picking, all right? And the best way to do that is to do it slow. But once you get it and it kind of grows up and settles in, then it's going to sound like this. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. Just like that, okay? Now, you might go, well, Ellen, I know how to do it on a G chord, but what am I going to do when I change chords? Well, you'll be happy to know that the only thing that changes is the bass note. So here's my G chord. Now I'm going to go to a C chord. I don't care how you play your C chord. This is how I'm going to play mine, like that. And the only thing that changes is the bass note, which now is the 5th string. And the rest of the pattern is exactly the same. Back to G. Doesn't that sound beautiful? Now I'm going to go to a D chord and my bass note is on the 4th string. Then I come back to the G chord. All right? So you might notice, if you're looking really close, I'll give you a close-up here. You might notice that I'm putting my pinky on the face of the guitar. You don't absolutely have to do that. If you just totally hate the way it feels and you just can't get used to it, all right, then proceed without it. But if you can get used to having your pinky there, it does stabilize your hand, kind of makes you feel a little more secure. It also helps your fingers know where the strings are a little more accurately. So I recommend, if that's new for you, give it a try. If you don't love it the first minute that you do it, give it a chance, see if you can get used to it, because it is advantageous, generally speaking, for most picking. It's not necessary, but I find it to be really helpful, okay? So have fun with your 6/8 picking groove. You'll find, like I said, this is useful in a wide range of songs, from Christmas carols all the way to songs like, Girl Crush. There's one of my favorite songs written by my good friend Mike Reed and recorded by Bonnie Raitt. But it's too soon to tell. It's too soon to say. Maybe someday I'll be able. Isn't that the best thing ever? It's just, and I'm just doing that picking pattern that I just showed you. So have fun with that. I hope you come back next Thursday morning and every Thursday morning, I don't know, until whenever, and join me again for my future Thursday morning Facebook Live mini guitar lesson. So meanwhile, stay in the groove.